Welcome to Dark Hunt, where shadows come alive and every story leads you into the unknown. Don't forget to subscribe. Let the hunt begin. The Whispering Forest. Ethan, Sarah, and Cole never should have come. The plan was simple. Emma, Ryan, and Lucas wanted a weekend of adventure. The Blackwood Forest Trail was known for its eerie beauty, stretching miles into untouched wilderness. It was also known for something else. People who entered sometimes never returned. Lucas dismissed the warnings.
Old ghost stories to scare hikers, nothing more.
Emma wasn't so sure.
Then why is this place called the Whispering Forest?
Ryan, ever the skeptic, shrugged.
Wind through the trees? Come on, let's set up camp before dark.
They followed the winding trail deep into the forest. The trees grew taller, the light dimmer. Then the path split into two. Lucas checked the map.
This isn't right.
The second path wasn't marked. Ryan smirked.
Maybe it's a shortcut.
They took the unmarked path, and the forest closed in behind them. By dusk, they had set up camp in a small clearing. The forest was silent. Too silent. Emma shivered.
Where are the animals?
Ryan chuckled.
Maybe they're scared of us.
That night, the whispers began. Soft, unintelligible, like voices carried on the wind. They surrounded the camp, coming from nowhere and everywhere. Emma sat up, heart pounding.
Do you hear that?
Lucas nodded slowly.
It's voices.
Ryan grabbed his flashlight.
Probably just the wind.
Then something moved at the edge of the trees. A tall, thin figure, watching. When Ryan shone the flashlight, it was gone. The next morning, Lucas was gone. His sleeping bag was empty. His backpack was still there. No footprints leading away from the camp. Emma's voice shook.
Where is he?
Ryan ran through the trees, calling Lucas's name. The forest absorbed the sound, offering nothing back. Then he found something, a note carved into a tree trunk.
Don't speak to them.
Ryan backed away. Emma grabbed his arm,
We need to leave.
but the trail they had taken was gone. Only endless trees remained. They walked in circles for hours. No matter which way they turned, they always ended up back at the clearing. Emma pointed at the trees.
They're moving.
Ryan scoffed.
That's impossible.
Then, before their eyes, a tree shifted slightly, just enough to be noticeable. Emma covered her mouth.
We're trapped.
The whispers returned, louder now, urgent, the same words over and over.
Run before night.
As night fell, they saw them, figures standing between the trees, unmoving, watching. Ryan clenched his fists.
Lucas could still be out there.
Emma shook her head.
That's not him.
One figure stepped forward. Its face was wrong, too smooth, too pale, its mouth stretching too wide when it whispered.
You stayed too long.
They ran. The forest twisted, shifting, pulling them deeper. No matter which way they turned, they were always moving towards something. A cabin, old, rotting, standing alone in the endless woods. Ryan gasped for breath.
We don't have a choice.
They stepped inside. The door slammed shut behind them. Inside, the cabin was empty except for a single chair and a mirror covered in dust. Then they heard it. A voice that sounded like Lucas.
Help me.
It came from the mirror. Emma's hands trembled.
That's not him.
Ryan wiped the dust from the glass, and the mirror showed them something else. Themselves, standing in the forest. But their reflections were smiling. The whispers returned, deafening now.
Choose.
Ryan and Emma backed away from the mirror as the air grew heavy, pressing against them. Then the door opened. A path stretched beyond it, leading out of the woods. Freedom. But the mirror called to them. Lucas's voice pleaded.
Take my hand.
Emma turned to Ryan.
What if he's in there?
Ryan swallowed hard.
What if it's lying?
They had to decide. Take the path or take the hand. Days later, rangers found two hikers, Emma and Ryan, stumbling out of Blackwood Forest. No memory of the last 3 days. No sign of Lucas. They tried to go back. They tried to search, but the path was gone. That night, Emma's phone buzzed. A message from Lucas. No number, no source. You left me. Outside her window, deep in the trees, she saw them. The pale ones, watching the end.